Hey everybody, Bob Pickett, Country Music Hall of Famer, Grand Ole Opry star, Mr. Charlie Daniels. Welcome.
Well, thank you. And I still haven't got used to that yet. Somebody says, I go to Grand Ole Opry to play, and the announcer says, and he go through this whole thing, the introducing you, and a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I was like, is he talking about me? And I still hadn't got used to it. It's still a thrill every time.
You still walk up there and look at your plaque. Is your plaque eye level, or where is it?
Well, we've got a plaque. They give you one.
Oh, so
we
you
got
got
one
the
hanging
house.
in our office. Yeah, they give you the identical one to the one they put in the Hall of Fame.
But you don't just walk up to the Hall of Fame and make sure it's there.
No. It's there. There's so many in there. You'd have to take all day to find it.
I know, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You're also, before we get into the book, let's talk about the Hall of Fame. You told me a great story the other day. You were down there a couple of years ago, and it had just been announced that you were going to be inducted, and you were going to go through what was called the medallion ceremony. And I think both of us had no idea what a medallion was, but can you tell our viewers what a medallion is?
Well, the medallion that they give you when you're a member of the Hall of Fame is about this big around. It's got CMA, Country Music Hall of Fame. It's got your name on the back of it.
Right.
It hangs, and every time you go down there, they want you to wear it. They want you to anytime you walk in the Hall of Fame, anything to do, any of their functions or anything, they want you to wear that. So I went down there to a totally different thing. It had nothing to do really with the Hall of Fame other than they were just sponsoring it. And I walked in and they brought me a medallion and said, wear this. I said, well, I'd have brought mine if I'd have known. So they'd loaned me one to wear.
So it's kind of like a name tag, huh?
Yeah, I guess
Does
not.
it have your name on it, the year you were inducted?
Not the one I've inducted with has my name on it. But the other one's just one that I guess it's a loaner. If somebody shows up without one, they're supposed to have it on. They'll loan it to them and then get it back at the end of the thing.
Or you had to turn it in?
Oh, yeah.
Put down a deposit or anything like that?
No, they know who I am. So they
Everybody knows
They
who
would
you
have
are.
sent the state police out to Mount Juliet or something to collect it, I'm sure.
That is quite an honor, though, being the Country Music Hall of Fame. And Grand Ole Opry, man,
Yeah.
what a thrill.
Yeah, that's two things I didn't know if would ever happen to me or not, because it was I was late getting in. I was in my 70s when I was inducted into Grand Ole Opry, and I was 80 years old when they put me in the Hall of Fame. It's just I wasn't concerned. Well, I say concerned. Of course, I was a desire in my heart to be there, but I had decided if it never happens, the Hall of Fame was just completely off the page for me. I never thought that ever happened at all. Because I don't equate myself with people like Ernest Tubb and, these people that get put in the Hall of Fame. I don't look at myself in that same light at all.
But you're a legend.
Well, not in my own mind.
Okay, but you are a legend. You deserve it.
I just don't. I guess I make it a practice and not look at myself like that. I just don't. I don't get it. I've seen people that get a higher people that you'd like to buy for what they're worth instead of what they think they're worth. You've heard that. I've seen people like that, and that's the last thing in the world I want to be. I don't want to be like that. I don't want anybody to perceive me as being that way.
Well, do you think there's anybody that should be inducted that hasn't been inducted?
Oh, there's
yet?
so many people should have been inducted ahead of me. Ricky Skaggs.
Well, I'm not saying ahead of you, but it should be in there now.
Ricky Skaggs, I felt kind of bad about going in, and Ricky Skaggs was not in. Of course, they put him in a couple of years later.
Right.
But I think he should have been. There's quite a few people that.
I think that Hank Jr. should be in there.
I think he probably will be eventually. It's kind of a process. I think they have a bunch of people that don't tell you who they are. You don't know how they voted. You don't know anything about it.
Right.
And they go in and I guess they come up with a list of names and everybody votes, and whoever ends up with the most votes by the committee.
What do you think they should expand that list though?
No, I don't. I think they should keep it at 3.
Really?
Yeah, I think they should keep it because it means more that way.
It does.
I think
mean
you
more.
can water something down. It's such a distinct honor to be one of the 3 chosen, and I think they should leave it that way. And then they should get around to most of the people that should be there.
Right, but I also think that people should enjoy the honor while they're still with us.
Well, it would be good to do that, but if you started doing that, you started giving a whole bunch of, it wouldn't mean that much.
You're right, it'd be watered down.
10, 15 people going every year.
No, you don't want that much at all.
I think 3 is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever he says, I'm going to agree with him. You know that.
Well, I could easily agree with you because I see your school of thought by all means. I mean, I understand what you're saying because there are so many people that we all feel like should be there that are not there.
Right.
They're going to have to wait a while to get put in because, like you say, there's only 3, but they do split the categories up at least. They got the current artist and the veteran artist and then somebody in the business, that they put in. So every field gets their chance every year. And it's just a matter who the committee feels like has done the most for country music.
Well, they made a great choice. They put you in. I think they made a great choice for the honorees this year too.
I think they do. I think they do.
Brooks
great
and
every
Dunn,
year.
Ray
Yeah,
Stevens.
Brooks and Dunn, definitely. Ray Stevens, all deserve to be there. And of course, I was so tickled when Ricky got put in. It was, I had so wanted him to be there, and I felt like he was one of the people that should have got put in before I did. But it don't always work that way.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Hank Jr. I'm waiting for Keith Whitley.
Yeah.
Now, where were you when you first heard the news? Was your wife Hazel with you?
Yeah.
Did
We
you think
had
of a
done
joke?
we had done a memorial to a friend of mine at BMI. A friend of mine had passed away in the music business. We had done a memorial, and my agent told me, my manager told me, we need to go by CMA headquarters. They want to take a picture. I said, well, I don't have my hat with me. I'd bring my hat. He said, don't worry about it, let's go. So we went down there, and I went in and had a photographer there, and had a setting, and we were taking a picture. And Sarah Trahern come walking in, and she's, you know, maybe she'd be there. Why not? She had a CMA. And she said, I know you think that you have come down here for another reason, but you've been coming down here because you're going to be asked to become a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. And I literally did this. Hazel was standing right next to me.
Did you know about it ahead of time?
No, nobody knew about it. I think my manager was the one around who knew about it ahead of time. And I literally started like that. And I said, I think first thing I said, because he took a picture of it, he had the camera rolling. And he didn't know about it. He just happened to have his thing on. And I said, are you kidding? I think the first thing that I heard that I said. But it was such an emotional thing. It was just such a, like a lightning bolt almost. That just, I mean, it was that much of a surprise to me. Because I had no idea. When I went down there, I thought I was going down to take a picture for some reason. They're always taking pictures in Nashville. I thought we were going to take a picture and I was going to leave, but you know. And then I couldn't tell anybody. Of course,
Okay, so how long did you know about it before anybody knew about
Oh, let's see. That was in, I can't remember, what, 2 months? 2 weeks?
That's a long time to
But
wait.
well, it is. But you know, it's worth it to do that. And of course, I can tell my wife and my kids and my employees. But they do official announcement. They don't want anybody to know. And if one person leaks it, every music publication and newspaper and television and radio station in Nashville would start, you know, doing it. So they ask you to keep it close to the chest, and everybody usually very much abides by that. So we were able to do that.
Wow, what an honor! What an honor!
It is an honor.
Now let's talk about it. First of all, you have got a great title. Did you come up with the saying yourself? Never look at the empty seats.
Right. It's a philosophy. It's when you're a young entertainer, you're going to have empty seats because nobody knows who you are. And if you know, in the first place, people ask me, what should I do if I want to be an entertainer? I say, first thing you do is make up your mind that's what you want to do, that you're willing to put up with the aggravation, however long it takes, that you're willing to commit to what it's going to take you to do. You're going to miss birthdays and anniversaries and all holidays and stuff like that. You're going to be on the road. You've got to be if you're serious about it. So first of all, make up your mind that's what you're going to do, and if you're going to do it, go do it. Now, once you get there and you start, if you walk out and you got to have a house or whatever, and you say, well, I don't, you know, I'm going to cut the set tonight. I'm just going to slough off. And bad mistake. Because there's people that come in to see you, paid money. They pay just as much to see you with a not a really good crowd as they would have if the place had been falling open. So if I played to whatever I played to 50,000 people at an event or 500 in a theater somewhere, they get the same show. So you don't look at the empty seats. You don't care about the empty seats. You care about the ones that's got people in them.
You focus on one person right there.
Well, not necessarily that, but you just gotta. If I focused on one person, I'd probably lose my concentration.
Well, because you played sold out shows, the Rolling Stones, of course, everything. That's what I was wondering. Is when you get on stage, you just focus on the first couple of rows. Or
No, not really. I don't even. I don't even know what I focus on. I'm looking around all
You're in
over.
your own
I
zone.
try to. I don't make eye contact with anybody in particular, but I do tend to let my gaze wander across the crowd like that. No, you get distracted if you start looking at one person.
Really?
Yeah. There's no telling what that person's going to be doing.
Well, this is a great book. Only one complaint about the book.
Uh-huh.
Too thin.
Well,
Way too thin. Is there going to be a volume 2?
I don't plan one. I've had another book out since then. It's a kind of inspirational sort of a book. I do a feature on my Twitter site every day called the Salt Lake Today Count.
Believe me, I have that.
Well, that's what
that book
is. It's like a kind of a little inspirational reading you do every day. I don't know what I've written a novel, but I need to write on it some more. It's my first foray into that novel thing, and it's. I mean, you got to really maintain people's interest all through. And so I want to go back through it again for it.
Well, hope it comes out soon.
Well, I hope so too.
Hope so. Hall of Famer, Mr. Charlie Daniels.